All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. Great to see you guys. We could have you flip your cameras on. That'll be amazing. Hopefully, you guys are killing the week, having a great week. It's great to see you. A couple of things before we get going here. Um, I wanted to remind everybody, there's a couple of new people too. The content that we're kind of going through in the background is a book called God Works Through You, and it's not a religious book. It's more of a theological book where it combines, sort of bridges science and theology by Dr. Robert Russell. So if you're new and you don't have that book, it's something that I've been reading it for over a year, which sounds strange, right? Um, but anytime I'm having any kind of a challenge, whether it's business or whatever it is, I'll just open that up and read it. It pulls me right back into a high vibration. It's kind of hard to explain, but those of you that have been doing that, you know what I'm saying. So, Dalton, I'm not sure if you got it, Angelo, and um, Lucy, I'm not sure if you got it. If you can hit me up and I'll show you where it is, but it's just a really good book. It's like kind of like Power of Awareness. It's you can open to any chapter and find guidance towards just about anything you're going through. So it happened to me over the weekend. I just pulled it out. It's like pull me right back into a high vibration. It's going through a challenge with one of my businesses. So I want to remind you guys of that. Also, for those of you that are in Phil's 2 movie deals, it looks like that capital is coming back to us. He's going to come on, I think, next week and let us know what's up with that. So that's exciting. And I don't know if he has other deals in line, but I know a lot of you, a good chunk of you are in that. And then something really cool, I want to remind you guys, you all have access to the Thinking and the Results class on Monday nights. And I actually saw a bunch of you in there last night. Some of you are going through it, but some of you are just popping back in. Don't forget that you all have access to every single program that's in the matrix. And I know it's a lot of programs, but if you're kicking around on a Monday night, 8 o'clock, and you want to bounce back through TIR, you guys have access to that. And I've gone through it probably half a dozen times myself. I know a lot of you have gone through it a bunch of times. And if you haven't gone through Thinking Results in a while, it's might be a good time to hit the reset button and just jump back into it and literally just go back through it for 6 months. You guys have access to that. But before we get into Chris's hot seat tonight, let's read the mastermind principles. And Chris, would you actually mind reading those if I pop them up?
Sounds good.
All right, cool, brother. Get that angelic voice.
I have a face for radio too. Mastermind principles. I release myself to the mastermind because I am strong when I have others to help me. I believe the combined intelligence of the mastermind creates a wisdom far beyond my own. I understand that I will more easily create positive results in my life when I am open to looking at myself, my problems, and opportunities from another's point of view. I decide to release my desire totally in trust to the mastermind, and I am open to accepting new possibilities. I forgive myself for mistakes I have made. I also forgive others who have hurt me in the past so I can move into the future with a clean slate. I ask the mastermind to hear what I really want, my goals, my dreams, and my desires, and I hear my mastermind partners supporting me in my fulfillment. I accept. I know, relax, and accept, believing that the working power of the mastermind will respond to my every need. I am grateful knowing this is so. Dedication and covenant. I now have a covenant in which is agreed that the mastermind shall supply me with an abundance of all things necessary to live a success-filled and happy life. I dedicate myself to be of maximum service to the world and my fellow human beings, to live in a manner that will set the highest example for others to follow and to remain an open channel of God's will. I go forth with a spirit of enthusiasm, excitement, and expectancy.
Awesome. Thank you for that, brother. So yeah, that one part for me is like to remain an open channel of God's will is something that I always reflect on because, when we're an open channel of God's will, it means we're not frustrated, we're not upset, we're not in a low vibration, right? We're focusing on what we want, we're focused on helping other people, and we're focused on being on a high vibration. So if we're ever like frustrated about anything, what we're really doing is kind of choking off that flow. Every time we read this, that reminds me, it's like, wait a minute, you gotta remain an open channel for the universe to flow to and through and create whatever you want. So it's really, really powerful. So today we're going to do a hot seat with Chris Patterson. And for those of you that are newer, I think this is one of the most important things we do. This is where the entire group pours into one person. And I've noticed this happen with me before. Sometimes I'll hear somebody's, whatever the challenges, whatever they're looking to do, and it'll cause me to give advice that I literally reflect back and say, wow, I should probably take my own advice. So when we have these hot seats, I really want everybody to be present, turn your phones over, don't, fully present, because when it's your turn, we all want the same thing. But also be aware, sometimes it may cause you to think outside the box for somebody else. And we actually need to, what is that, 3 fingers back and 1 forward? A lot of times we need to take that own advice. It's happened to me many, many times. So I think these hot seats are really, really powerful. With that being said, I want to bring Chris Patterson front and center. Most of you know him. If you don't, he's going to give you a little introduction in his background, and also, the C-type goal that he's working on, and what he needs from the group. So Chris, my main man, if you want to take it away. Oh, you are muted. You look good though.
I'll get this technology thing down one of these days. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate that. So just very briefly, I've owned a digital marketing agency for the last 22 years called Interchanges. Nelson Bruton, who's over a couple squares there, is my partner, and he and I have worked on several of our brands together. We also have another brand called Functional Medicine Leads, where we generate leads for functional medical doctors. I'm also a coach. That's where I spend most of my time. But for today, I really want to hone in on one of our brands, which is called Manufacturing Chats. So I'm going to actually hand this part over to Nelson because he knows the space inside and out. It's his major focus, certainly for this year and beyond. But we just launched this brand within this last 12 months. And it's going extremely well. But Nelson, why don't you explain what Manufacturing Chats is, who we serve, and how we serve them?
Absolutely. And what an opportunity. I'm so excited about this. And I've got a little PowerPoint. If I could get screen share access, that would be awesome.
Let's see. There you go, brother.
Right. All right. So yeah, this is our baby. This is what we've been working on. And like Chris said, we've been a digital marketing agency for 21, 22 years. About 5 years ago, we pivoted and started offering one of our core services as a standalone service, and that's our live chat service. So that's what this is going to be all about today. I'm going to go through a quick presentation to kind of give some examples, and then at the end, I'll kind of go through a couple specific asks. But thank you all for being on today, and I'm looking forward to hearing your feedback. So our goal with Manufacturing Chats and other our goal is to grow from 100 accounts to 1,000 accounts by the end of 2025. Okay, right now we're just over 100, and we have a revenue model which averages about $1,800 to $2,000 a month per customer. Okay. So a customer signs up, and I'll show you a couple customer examples here in a moment. They pay a monthly subscription. It's there's no contract whatsoever. It's month to month. They pay us $1,800 a month on average. We have some bigger accounts and some smaller accounts. We start the relationship with a free trial, a 30-day free trial. And our data tells us that 65% of those who do a free trial with us convert into a customer. And of those customers, we have a 94% retention rate. So as we grow towards 1,000 accounts, go ahead.
Those are amazing numbers. 65% of trials, and then the retention rate's ridiculous. So it says a lot about what you guys are offering.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's really exciting as we grow that number with the higher retention rate we have. It turns into a nice residual model for us. So Manufacturing Chats, we launched this brand last year, as Chris said. We pivoted about 5 years ago and started offering chat as a standalone. Last year, we said most of our customers are industrial equipment manufacturers, so let's really hone in on that market. And we have a very, very robust marketing system in place right now. This is what that looks like for this brand. We have LinkedIn ads running. We have Google ads that are going to be running soon. Tap, which is our LinkedIn outreach. We have an organic outreach on LinkedIn. We have a cold email campaign. I go to trade shows. This is our most effective marketing right now. I actually go to trade shows and develop business at the trade shows. Speaking engagements, we're going to talk about more. I speak on some podcasts. I want to speak more. I want to do more one-to-many, as I've learned from Mr. Van Hoos and the rest of the gang here. So speaking engagements, we're going to touch on more as an ask. We're doing direct mail, where I wrote an ebook. So we're sending out ebooks to prospects. We're doing search engine optimization. And again, speaking and sponsoring podcasts. So that's our marketing world. So I'm going to go through a couple of examples in the manufacturing space. This company has 4 divisions. They manufacture the railing systems for large industrial facilities. They're called Wheeldeck. They have 4 divisions. So railings, mezzanines, lift systems, and aerial ladders. So basically what you see is our chat window opens up in the bottom right automatically. And then we let the visitor start typing right away. And here's our key differentiator for this brand. Everybody, I'm sure, has seen live chat on websites. What makes us unique is we actually offer the people. We provide the people behind the chat 24/7, not bots or AI. It's real human beings 24/7. And our team responds within seconds to our customers' visitors. So that's a huge differentiator. And by the way, feel free to, if anybody's raising their hand, let me know if you have questions, because I don't want to just blow through this. If you have questions that are timely based on what we're looking at, let me know. Otherwise, I'll continue to forge on. Next customer example, Mira Boiler. This company manufactures boilers, burners, very technical equipment for large buildings and facilities. And then, of course, this company, Scott Forge, are 127 years old. They manufacture huge components out of various metal materials for other OEM manufacturers. So I use these 3 examples to point out that my customers for the manufacturing chats are extremely technical in nature. They're B2B. They're extremely technical in nature. And we're able to dramatically increase quote requests. So when I see a website that says request a quote on it, that is a huge green flag for me. I can help them. Typically, when we put my chat team on a website, we double their quote requests that are coming in. Mm-hmm. So we will literally double their conversion rate. Okay. So those are a few of our manufacturers. Now, as you saw earlier, interchanges, right? We do offer our chat solutions to other industries. And I know Dalton and I had a conversation about this. Real estate is a huge, huge opportunity for us. We work with Coldwell Banker Schmidt out of the Keys, and we've worked with them for many, many years. And so real estate brokerage offices, if they drive at least 4,000 visitors a month to their website, which is a key number, we want at least 4,000 visitors going to the website to make it worth doing a test run together with a company. So real estate is another target market, obviously under the Interchanges brand, not under the manufacturing chats brand. Another customer example is Ponte Vedra Plastic Surgery. This is a multi-doctor, very, very well-run, long-established plastic surgery practice here in Ponte Vedra Beach, Florida. And we are very good at converting website visitors at all hours of the night. You'd be amazed at some of the conversations that take place at 2 o'clock in the morning by some of these people that need help with their face. But we're very good at specialty medical clinics, plastic surgery practices, elective practice surgery where it's cash is, again, because high value average sale, increased conversions, the return on investment creates high value for the customer and great retention for us. So specialty medical clinics, plastic surgery practices, and then colleges, specialty universities. That's another target market where we've had success converting visitors into new students and student applications. So those are a few examples of our target markets and customers. And then one of the questions that I want to kind of start our ask with is, what do you all think is a stronger offer? So on our website, we offer a 30-day free trial. In our marketing, we offer a 30-day free trial. Recently, I've started, when I talk to people at trade shows, presenting it as a 720-hour free trial. We've also tried in the past a 30-day money-back guarantee as an offer. So I wanted to pause and get your thoughts on what you guys think overall based on what I shared, and then what do you think a stronger offer is for this service?
So for me, right away, the 30-day money-back guarantee is, because it's got the word guarantee in it. That's just my opinion. The 720 hours free sounds like a lot of hours, but we don't know what that means. Is that a week? Is that 2 weeks, a month? So for me, a guarantee, 30-day money back guarantee, you might take that and even enhance it somehow. And I don't know how, but maybe there's something above and beyond that If you guys are hitting the numbers that you're hitting, if you're, you know, getting a 65% trial and 94% retention, you might even do 30-day money back plus. Just a thought, like something that's so ridiculous because you're already converting at such a high level. You could afford to do something that the industry's never seen. And that might be something people like, are you serious? Like, they're going to pay me to try this, is almost like what you want them to feel. And again, that's just my opinion, but who else has opinions on that? Corbin, what's up, brother?
Yeah, I was just gonna kind of center in on that as well. Look, your conversion rate is so good. I would eliminate the 720 hours. It like Blake said in the chat. I think Blake said people can't think, you know, that you don't want people doing math in their head.
Sure.
Right. 30-day money back guarantee, or like what he was saying, if you're not completely satisfied in 30 days, we'll give you your money back plus an extra $300 or a $250 gift card to Walmart or whatever, you know. I think that speaks volumes. Then you're only giving the $250 gift card to your as a loss leader, basically, to your very small percentage of people.
I love that idea.
Not converting. So they literally have no reason, not to pursue this. That's about as strong as you can get. And I wouldn't shy away from that with those kind of conversions. Those are incredible.
Yeah, that's really good.
You might say something and highlight, something about, I don't want to say best guarantee in the industry, but like, somebody help me with the words. I'm trying to say something, industry leading guarantee or never heard of in the industry, or something that says, wait a minute, nobody else is doing this in our industry with this guarantee. So you might get with a copywriter.
Maybe unprecedented.
Unprecedented could be a good word, sure. And if anybody else here has something, but yeah, it's something like you want to.
How about James, I just had it when he said unprecedented. We believe in our product so much that we're gonna give you money back on top of yours.
Yeah. I would really highlight it on the site and wherever it's in your promo materials. It's like industry leading unprecedented money back guarantee, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And this is recorded too, so don't worry.
Then I would say something like, if you can find anyone in the industry willing to do this, I'll double their offer. I'll double their best offer.
Yeah.
Nobody in the industry is willing to put their money where their mouth is and say, if you're not happy, not only are you going to get your money back, but we're going to pay you for your time.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. The 30-day money get guarantee plus, we can kind of put some graphics to that. And then
the other thing I would do is if you have someone, in the fine print, so to speak, all they have to do to get their $250 is do an exit interview. Because in that exit interview, you'll probably reconvert a bunch of them to not taking the money.
That's a great idea. Or if it is something that's screwed up, you'll get valuable feedback.
Yeah.
Maybe for them it didn't actually work for some reason, but you're going to get that feedback. That's a great idea.
Really good.
Yeah.
Really good.
Real quick,
and then we can put an asterisk on the offer, and then the only asterisk is that, right?
Yeah, that's the only thing you got to do.
Yep.
No questions asked. All they have to do is do the exit interview and give honest and brutal feedback so that you can make your service better for the next person. And in that interview, you can have your sales guy, going, hey, we're going to send you the $250 right now, but why don't you try the service for another 30 days on us? And let's have another conversation in 30 days, see if we can't do better for the next 30 days after getting all of your feedback.
Yeah, like if it's a close one.
Yeah, we'll send you the money now. Done. Here's your gift card. But give us 30 more days on us. Let's see if we can turn this thing around for you. And you'll probably get most of the ones that are wanting that $250 or whatever.
Really good.
A couple of good things in the chat too. Lucio said highlighting the retention rate. I agree. Like, you're not trying to. The idea is to not be salesy. It's to be transparent. Like, and it might be in the copy below. The reason we have a 94% retention. We are so confident in our service to you. This is why we can introduce, so some of that copy below, and I would get a professional copywriter for this, but highlighting the retention rate, I think, is a good thing. And then Doug said, I would just say an industry first guarantee, just like our service. Might be something as simple as that.
Love it.
One way to push your offer to the far end of the extreme is to do sort of a pay for performance model. I've also heard it called sort of a no risk rev share arrangement, where you're doing all the work up front without asking for any money in advance, and then they pay you on the back end when you perform. I don't know if that could work for your model, but that's, if you want to make an offer so good that people feel stupid saying no, to quote Alex Hormozy, that's one way to do it.
Yeah, we thought about that actually, but the challenge in our world is the aptitude of a lot of our customers. They aren't even tracking it that well on the back end.
Exactly.
There's a lot of complexities too. A lot of them sell through distributors, and a lot of them have 3-year sales cycles. So yeah, it would be very tough, but that's a great idea if it was a simpler model on the back end, for sure.
Understood. It's a challenge for a lot of businesses.
Yep. Yeah, we used to, in fact, as doing when we do all of our digital marketing strategies for other customers over the years, that was a constant strategy discussion is, hey, we're generating all these leads for you. What's happening when they turn into a lead? Are they turning into sales? And we actually frustrated some of our customers by pushing too hard for that data. So.
Oh yeah.
For sure.
Yep.
So
and then we end up managing their teams. That's not a good model for us.
Nope.
Dalton's got a couple of leads in the chat there. And so what about that? The space that he's, big league insurance would be a good group of clients for you. I think people are hitting their sites all the time, I would think, right?
It can be, but if the large majority of the traffic is their current customers, then the value can get diluted really quickly.
I think, Nelson, we talked about it, those two for sure. And then there's probably a couple more that I can think of, but that real estate office, JB Andriasi, I told you about him. And then I was actually just texting with that guy who runs the physical therapy side of that big orthopedic group called Orland and Cohen. So I just asked him if he, as you were talking, what they do in terms of their website marketing and the conversion rate and stuff like that. And he said they get a ton of traffic. Yeah, but definitely that has been something they struggled with, in terms of converting those. So I think it'll be a good conversation you guys can have.
Love it. Thank you so much. That's a perfect transition to our next slide, which is our ask. There's two that I thought of: referrals, obviously, and introductions and ideas for speaking one-to-many.
So I'm sure we have some ideas. And I want a couple of personal questions. So obviously, for my company, The Matrix, we're not at the point of getting 4,000 hits, but we will be. So what about, you guys know what we do. Could this be used as we go international on our Matrix site? Because I'd be willing to give that a shot once, but we have to generate, you're saying about 4,000 hits a month that are not our existing clients, that are like new traffic?
Correct. And actually, thought I had on here our pricing. Yeah, our average. So we have tiers. Let me actually show you what our pricing tiers look like so you can see that. So here's what our monthly tiers look like. So it's based on chat volume.
Okay.
All right. And quite frankly, we just raised our fees pretty significantly. And so that average is going to go up over the next year or 2 years.
Okay. Yeah, these are most of our 24/7 live people.
24/7 real human beings. Yes.
Jesus.
Yep. We've been doing this for 20 years now. So we started about 2 years after we started. So Chris started the company as a website design firm. Then we added SEO and paid search to drive traffic, and then email marketing. And we said, how are we going to convert? We all kind of thought, hey, let's put live chat. So we built the infrastructure for live chat 20 years ago. And, 5 years ago, pivoted to just offering that because it is so unique and so powerful, and the results are immediate. And just, for y'all's information, we do have a page on our manufacturing chats website that has a profit calculator. So, if y'all have, go back to the top real quick. You or potential referrals can put in their numbers on the profit calculator page. once it loads. And we have data over 19 years that says basically if you put in your monthly visitors, let's just put in 5,000. It does the calculation. About 1.5% of the visitors are going to convert into what we call a meaningful chat. So we only send chats over that are meaningful to our customer. If somebody leaves halfway through or it's a spam chat, we don't even send those chats over. So this is a tool we built to, you know, be interactive for prospects to kind of put their numbers in and see how much opportunity they could be missing out on by not having our chat team. So that's a resource that's available. But 1.5% of the visitors. So, you know, yes, you want to have at least 4,000, because if you don't have 4,000, you're not going to get enough chats typically to substantiate the investment over time.
So then what happens there? End of the month or week by week, these chats are handed over to the sales team. Is that how it works?
In real time. So as soon as the chat's finished on the website, we email the entire chat transcript and the visitor journey. Every page they went to on the website, that gets sent over in about 5 or 6 minutes.
Okay. So it goes to the sales team, then they get higher chance of closing the deal. I got you.
And then we can also integrate with their CRM, whether it's HubSpot or Microsoft or Salesforce. Yep.
So once we're in the process of launching our software company, Contact Ninja, we're going to need something like this. So it's not here, but probably end of Q2. We'd be, I think, now what about low ticket? Does it matter the ticket item? Because obviously that's low ticket.
So yeah, the only thing that the conversation there with low ticket is, does the value that you receive from having the chat team on the site exceed the investment that you're paying based on the number of chats?
Ours is a subscription model, so it's not, I say it's low ticket, but if we have a lifetime client, it's a subscription. So yeah, we get a chat about that, because no pun intended, because we need something like that, I believe. And we just got it. Once we launch the marketing, we're going to have a ton of traffic coming in. But does your team have the ability to close the deal? Because we're just talking about, you know, $69 a month software. Like we won't have a sales team selling it. It's going to be sold by, you know.
Yes. So we can elevate our team's training. So we can continuously improve the script and we can improve our team in a simple transactional environment. Yes, we can train our team to close or get really close to it. Absolutely. We also have a hybrid model where let's say a conversation starts with one of our technical customers and it gets to a point where there's a certain trigger or question that's asked. We can actually ask the visitor if they'd like to have one of our more technical team members join in, and then we can send a text and email alert to our customers team who's on standby, and they can join the chat in real time from their phone or tablet or computer. So it's a hybrid chat.
Can I change gears real quick, guys?
Yep.
I think the biggest question or the biggest ask that we can have here is, how do we get from 100 accounts to 1,000 accounts as quickly as possible? You know, we're trying to get to 1,000 accounts by 2025, but what's happening is we're doing all these marketing tasks and everything, and some work, some don't. I don't think we have our marketing dialed in the right way yet. So if anybody out there has, you know, good marketing hats on, how do we go from 100 to 1,000 as quickly as possible? Antonio?
So the first thing came to mind was, you're saying like one to many. So you could do that through speaking engagements, obviously in the podcasting and all that, but you're essentially wanting to tap into people's networks and know if more people knew about those numbers, it's like, it's a no-brainer. So it's just getting them in front of people as much as you can. And so I think JVing might not be a bad idea. You also just mentioned a second ago that you get to a point where now you are coaching your client's team on how to do certain things. There's already a lot of companies that do that have saturated the market. They do great work. I know a lot of 10X licensees, like they do that. They come in, talk about operations, logistics, and they have a huge Rolodex. So if you can come in and also JV with them on that, like you could tap into their networks really well. And you know that they're systemized on the back end with their sales, their funnels and everything. And then you could probably participate with that rev share model that was proposed a little bit earlier, offer that free month. So now you just blasted a ton and you can do some really cool JV and affiliateships that way.
Do you have some examples, Antonio, of what those groups look like, who they are?
Yeah. So the one that I worked with, for example, is called the Professional Builder. They're the #1 construction coaching company in the world. They have clients in Australia, New Zealand, everywhere. They have probably like over a 200,000 person list. They work with companies that are doing 40, 50, 60 million a year to really small ones, and they come in and help them with marketing, with sales, infrastructure, and everything. So for you to strike a deal with someone like that in that space, they come to mind because I saw one of the slides was construction. Request a quote, that's construction. So they could be a really good JV of let's get some more things on their site so the more things can convert and they have a better experience with them. So that could be one as an example.
Great. Thank you. That's great advice.
Let me actually piggyback on that, because we do have a brand as well set up for that called White Label Chats. And we set it up specifically for that, to JV with agencies so they can white label our services and sell it to all their customers. That we have not gotten a lot of traction there because agencies, we think agencies feel a little bit, it's not their idea, so it's not a good idea type thing.
Can I just jump in on that like real quick? The goal is to get your guys' brand out larger and better, and I think this might deter that.
Okay, I agree.
Yeah, like get your guys out there where it's like the only place to go is manufacturer chats.
Yep, or interchanges if it's something outside of manufacturing. Right.
100%. Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
That's really good advice. I know we get a lot of hands up because if you look at a company called Easy Texting, they've been up for years now. They're one of the dominant players in text marketing. Over 160,000 clients. They have the U.S. government, the Navy, the big ones, Walmart, Home Depot. They did easy texting for years. Now, just recently, they launched the ability to white label. So white labeling down the road might add some gas to your model. But I agree with Antonio. Let's get you guys, like, it's almost like Kleenex, right? It's like, oh, ManyChats, not a chat, but ManyChats. So it could be down the road for that. Chris, Pepin?
Yeah, I'm gonna get myself off mute. What are you guys doing? What's your LinkedIn strategy look like?
So we have lists that we built. We subscribe to Sales Navigator. We also have fully automated outreach where I'm sending about 50 connection requests per week with a automated sequence of 4 emails that follow up with them automatically.
So
50 a day. 50 a day.
Okay, yeah, we're doing the same with Expandy, but what I was saying is in terms of educating your client, you might want to put videos on there because now that you're getting all the connections, now that you're expanding that, you really need to educate people on here's what the client journey is. You need digital white papers that are going to show up because I don't know about you. For our manufacturing client, they live on LinkedIn. That's it.
Yep.
They're there all day, every day. That's where they get all their information. That's where they socialize with each other. That's definitely the network.
Yep.
I don't know. Found the same, but they're generally not going to be on.
We're using Expandy as well. So that's the organic side, the outreach side. And then we're also running LinkedIn ads. We just started LinkedIn ads in January. We just got enough traffic where we're about to start doing retargeting. We're about to promote my ebook on LinkedIn, download free ebook. So we're in the process of running LinkedIn ads to reach the target audience as well. Yeah.
I was going to say you're going to find a lot there. And what does your sales nav search say in terms of addressable market based on what you're looking for? How many companies are out there on LinkedIn that you found?
I mean, there's probably we have a nice window of probably 20 to 25,000 companies.
Okay.
So, perfect. And then we're using another software to get intent data. So we have a list of 15,000 companies who in the past 6 months have researched live chat or chatbots. So we have that list that we're reaching out to as well.
Definitely position yourselves then as being the educator and the thought leader on marketing for manufacturing companies, and that'll spread really, really well. That's very shareable out there. So that would be my recommendation to boost it.
Cool. We'll keep on the LinkedIn. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate it, man.
I know, Doug, you had your hand up, but where'd you go? Dougie Doug.
Well, I was just wondering if you guys have tried paid acquisitions at all, and what your average cost is on that.
So we're in the process of testing LinkedIn paid ads right now. Mm-hmm. We have shied away from direct paid on Google because if you think of the keywords we have to buy, live chat, managed live chat, all of those paid clicks are going to create a tremendous amount of non-qualified customers for our price point. We're not looking for the company that just wants to throw a chat software on there, staff it themselves, or a chat bot, right? Yeah. And so we think the paid avenue on Google would produce a tremendous cost for us, but not a lot of qualified opportunities based on we need that minimum threshold of 4,000 or 5,000 monthly visitors. and you can't really put that parameter into your ads campaigns.
You could do
Yeah.
funnel, though.
I mean,
A little bit of a qualifying click funnel, like a LinkedIn ad that catches their attention. They fill something out and it qualifies or disqualifies them.
Yeah, we're doing that on LinkedIn, but on Google, if we get the click, we're already paying. So we're going to get a lot of clicks, probably a lot of people search for live chat.
Gotcha.
yeah, this to me seems like something that would work pretty well on Facebook, honestly. I know it's really niche, but especially if you're going after real estate and stuff, you'd be surprised like how well it works for a higher ticket thing still, Facebook. I know I've a real estate buddy that's killing it with just like he only goes after like $1 million listings or whatever it is. And he does a lot of Facebook ads for himself, and it's just broad, but Facebook kind of figures it out even still because it's e-commerce with Facebook ads and stuff like that is pretty hard. But when you're dealing with something like this, like it might be worth testing to see what your average cost per conversion is, because you can kind of set up a few, like one interest, and if you already have all the data from different places, your interests, you would just do a broad lead gen campaign using like high level or something like that. And
I think you're right. For Facebook, that could work very well for real estate and even the specialty medical practices. I think
you're going to see leads at $15 to $30 probably, but you'll probably convert people under 1,000 for a new person. And if you have a $12,000 or 16,000 or whatever it is, then, or I mean, 1,200 or 1,600, I think you'll be profitable on the front end, within the first month or two. That's what I would do. And I think from there, I mean, I see we got 1.37 ROAS with a $60 product all year last year, spent about $1 million on ads, and it was still worth it. But I'm seeing conversions in this space for like $30 still. So
Doug, do you have someone who specializes in Facebook ads for real estate?
I have for real estate. Yes, I do. He's just gotten so successful with what he's doing. I can ask him, but I also have someone that I would suggest who's done a lot of different stuff in this. That's like incredible. He spent $1 million for us last year. And he's still working with us. So I can send you his way, and you can at least do an interview.
Please do.
Yeah.
Keaton?
Yeah, I was just gonna piggyback off Doug actually. Your offer with a 30-day money back guarantee plus would do really good with direct response, even on LinkedIn. I don't know. That's what I was gonna ask. Like, what's your ad on LinkedIn? Is it just general awareness to season the pixel and then you're going to retarget, or are you actually going for conversion right off the bat?
So no, we just finished our awareness. We got enough clicks to the page. Now we're about to do text ads with retargeting, and then we're about to do an ebook download ad, and then we're going to do direct to conversion using LinkedIn forms, which they say converts higher than anything.
Just a thought. Even if, I don't know what your budget is, even if you took like 10% of it for 1 month and threw it at conversions to see if you could skip all that spend before you're throwing it at it, you'd be surprised at how quickly LinkedIn or any of these platforms will learn. And your offer is so strong that I could see it working right off the bat. Whereas like some of the other offers, you couldn't ever get this to work, but this one, it could. The other thing is I'll text you offline, Nelson. I got a few intros. Physical therapists, I got like I think someone has 40 locations is one of my clients. Yeah. And I think I don't know if that'd be a good fit for you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. If they have 40 locations, they're definitely driving enough traffic.
They're big, they're huge. Yeah. And then the other, this is kind of odd, but it's actually a college. It's a school of hair design, but like they've been in business for years. They got 2 locations in Chicago. Yep. They're all leads driven and text marketing and all that type of stuff. And I know they don't have this on their website. So
it'd be worth the test, I think.
Cool.
Yep, absolutely. Thank you.
Nelson, can you put your email into the chat so everyone can send that to you? I'll put mine in as well.
Corbin?
Yeah. I don't know if you know Mike Weiss, but
I don't think they do. He's from the BA. That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah, so we need to introduce you to Mike. He's got a kind of a thought leader program it's really cheap. It's only $1,000 or $2 a month or something like that to get where he kind of helps you like skip the LinkedIn ads and start developing content to put out onto LinkedIn and get a following and all that kind of stuff. I don't know if it would be good, but he's the guy that came to mind. You know, when you were talking about, you know, working on some LinkedIn stuff. He's really good at kind of helping you build an audience on LinkedIn that is paying attention to your content. That's, and you know, and all outside of his service, it's all, you know, it's free, you know, free lead basically. So somebody that you might want to reach out to, and Brian or I can connect you with him.
Awesome. Yeah, I'd be happy to talk to him. Real quick, and I see you raising your hand as well, but let me kind of inject this because I want to get feedback from you guys. On the affiliate side of things, I know everybody in here is well versed with affiliates. Chris and I have gone back and forth, you know, paying a residual commission to people who refer us. We kind of settled on, you know, pay them residual commission on whatever our customers pay, commission on the gross monthly for 12 months. Or pay them as long as the customer stays with us, keep paying them as long as they bring us a customer, at least 2 customers or 1 customer every quarter, right? So as long as they give us 1 referral or 1 customer every quarter, they keep getting the residual income. Or pay them $1,000 up front after a customer's been with us for 3 months.
I wrote this down too. I was wondering what your affiliate program was. So from an affiliate point of view, if you can do something once and get paid as long as the client's there, that's going to be the strongest thing. And it's no skin off your back. Like what you're paying them, you can control. Right. But, you know, but me having to jump through a hoop every 2 months to try to requalify, an affiliate's not going to want to, they're going to get pissed off when they lose. That's like, hey, you didn't jump through the hoop. So my personal opinion is just, you know, figure out an amount that you're comfortable with. But a referral is a closed deal, usually like 95, like it's usually a closed deal. They know the person needs it. There's a relationship. The strongest part of what we do in any of our companies is referral business. So my opinion would be just to figure out what residual you're comfortable with and let it run out. And people will be like, oh, then they'll naturally want to keep doing it, right?
Well, what if a year and a half goes by, they're still getting paid on 3 customers they brought. They haven't brought anything, and they're still getting paid 3 years later on stuff. Chris has a problem with that.
Well, I mean, so it's cause and effect. It's in harmony, right? They got you a client for 3 years. My opinion is you're looking at it from the wrong lens. Instead of they did their work, you guys are still getting paid. Why shouldn't they? Because they clipped out and saved you a whole bunch of money getting you a client that you didn't have to pay sales for. That's just my personal, right? So you got to look at it from both points of view. So I had a couple other things too. So let's see. Oh, my software company. I think we can use you there. Have you guys talked to Kyle Seabuth? He's like way up in Century 21. He was way up. He was the #1 agent in Keller Williams. Like you guys got to have a one-on-one with him. He definitely has.
I've got Kyle's information. I can reach out to him directly.
Yeah, have a one-on-one, and again, now same thing. If he knows he's going to get paid, and as long as these run, he's motivated to flip over these connections that he's worked on. So you know, mention the affiliate. He's all about revenue streams too. I mean, we all are, right? So
yeah.
So he's one. Antonio, what do you think about these guys chatting with Jeremy? Is there like, as far as introducing to some influencers or strategies, you know, ads?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I think I think it makes a lot of sense, like especially in the marketing world, like that's kind of what they do anyway. So yeah, I think it's
Jeremy's in the inner circle. I mean, you guys have probably seen him. He's going to be in the Elite 100 soon. But Chris, I can introduce you or Nelson, whoever, to Jeremy. And he was running a $50 million a year digital ad agency. It built on. And his thing is ethics and integrity, and so I think he would have some advice.
That's also how they built it out too. Was they partnered up with some really great people, and they built out JVs that were in perpetuity, and it made an 8-figure business fast.
Yeah, so I'll connect you guys. And then
does anybody have advice on building that partner agreement for?
Jeremy. Seriously, no, that's what I'm saying. He's done this, right? He's done this at high levels. Not only does he have the network, he's been experienced in producing these JV deals. Like, what does it look like?
Nice.
You guys could be bundled with so many other services, like people that build industrial websites. You should be bundled with the top, right? You guys should be bundling in with these people that are creating all these other assets for people. I think that's the biggest thing you guys could do, and do a rev share with the people building the other assets that these companies have, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a big one. Whoever's building their websites, if they just automatically had you guys in as an option.
Yeah. And again, there has to be in it what's in it for them too, right?
Yeah, do a rev share on the piece of it. So in that case, there's zero marketing and ad cost for that client.
Yeah, and they get a boost in their revenue.
Yeah. So what did they say? Then you guys do a rev share on your part of the deal, but that's one thing I would go after quick is who's building all these industrial websites, real estate websites, and you can go to the bottom of any website and find out who built it.
Yep. I've been doing that, but I've kind of backed off of approaching that as aggressively because we've kind of been in limbo in terms of what our affiliate offer is.
You might have somebody else do that data research. Just start researching the top brokerages, find out who's building the websites, compile a list. That's like a VA type of thing to do, not a Nelson thing.
Sure.
And the last thing is, Chris, your relationship with Grant, like Grant Cardone should have this on his Cardone University site. And if he doesn't, like I would even give it to him for a minute, because if it does what you say, he'll go woof to his entire network.
I'll reach out to Grant again. He's hit and miss to get a hold of.
So you got to sell him on the phone, whatever you're leaving, a text or a voicemail. What would he do, right? He's a hard salesman. It's like, Grant, bro, I know you're busy. I got a way to double your conversions from traffic coming your way. No fucking around, bro. We need to chat. You need to hit something seriously like that in a message.
Do it, Chris.
That's
Consider it done.
Do it live. Do it right now. We want to see it.
And the last thing for me, and then we'll get to Ara, is YouTube ads, a lot cheaper than Facebook. If you can put out content that's educational in your space and develop a channel, it's a longer strategy, but you can really target, because people are literally searching on YouTube. People don't go to Facebook to search for these things. They go to YouTube to search for the things. So YouTube strategy is absolutely massive as another approach. Ara?
Gentlemen, I think all these areas are incredible. One thing that I would make sure that I do is I have a captive. If you have a captive audience of 100 customers, and they're manufacturing companies, obviously their suppliers are also somewhat similar product, similar business models as they are, more or less. Why don't you start not necessarily JV, but an affiliate program for them? This is how I would do it. My first contact, there's XYZ in XYZ company. Send him a $50 gift card saying, here's what we're thinking of doing. Give me your 5 companies that you're working with that we can reach out. If they get it, either the $1,000 that you guys are talking about, or a month or 2 free on your site, and that's it. You have the Rolodex, quote unquote. Go back a little old school. Use that before you go out fishing for new customers. My opinion.
That's good. It's the acres of diamond approach, right? You have these 100 people. What would motivate them to open up their Rolodex a little bit? Obviously, they're having good results, 94% retention. They're winning. So, like Ara said, maybe you discount their package for a period of time per referral, or maybe it's just straight commissions. But absolutely, once a month, go back through your existing customers. I put that on your calendar, just once a month. Touch those 100 people, 110, 120.
So would it be better to offer that incentive to the person, my contact, or to the company that's a customer?
Well, unfortunately, I would do both. I would say that you, for example, your $1,800 package, you can take off $500 or $800, whatever, half it, $900 for 2 months. But by the way, you personally get $1,000 or $1,500 as a thank you. But guys, the one thing that I've learned, and I do this with all real estate friends of my associates, is before they even give me a referral, first I sent them something saying, hey, keep me in mind when something else comes up. Once they send me the referral, whether it works or not, I send them a gift saying, thank you for thinking of me, but this doesn't work. Let's work on another one. That goes a long way, because people start thinking, oh yeah, shit, I'm gonna get something every single time I think of these guys. It can get costly, but it's not that expensive.
Send them a unicorn.
Yep.
Blake?
Yeah, so I wanted to give you guys a little bit of a contrarian take, because there have been a lot of great marketing ideas. I'm sure you guys will be able to implement a number of them. And please take this in the spirit it's intended. So I want to paraphrase a guy named Naval Ravikant. If you guys don't know that name, you guys got to follow the guy. He's got a book out called The Almanac of Naval Ravikant. He founded AngelList.com. Very bright dude. And something I came across that he said was, you only sell because you're not great at marketing, and you only market because you don't have a great product. So sort of thinking about it in that sequence, I guess I would put it to you guys. Do you feel like you have a world-class product that deserves to be marketed?
100%. People need to know about us.
Okay. And are you clear on what, are you clear on sort of, because what you have seems a little bit like a SaaS type of thing, but there's a lot of human oversight. Are you clear on what customer success looks like? You have metrics for that and targets, and you're checking in with them to make sure they feel like they're having success on their journey with you?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's one of the reasons we pivoted to this solution, 5 years ago, instead of trying to do all the digital marketing stuff. The results are immediate. They're everyday obvious, because chats roll into their inbox every single day. It provides value on increased quote requests and improved customer experience, because it improves their parts and service requests coming in for their customers who prefer chat as their communication method to the company. And to answer your other question, absolutely, we have a world-class service, because when I talk to people in trade show booths, and I literally hustle up and down every single aisle of these trade shows, I talk to people, and more people have tried to staff chat themselves and run into a whole host of problems trying to staff it with their people, or they've staffed it with a bot and it didn't work very well. So when they learn that we actually provide real humans, their lights go off and say, you fill the gaps that we've experienced already. So absolutely, we have a world-class solution for that target market.
Yeah, well, in that case, then, yeah, pour fuel on the fire. Definitely do marketing. But I think a lot of people get ahead of themselves trying to market something that is suboptimal. But if you guys have optimized the hell out of it, then yeah, go all in.
That further puts the point on your existing client base. I think the only thing is missing is like a well thought out incentive program. They're probably more than willing to chat, but they're working 60 hours a week and you're just not top of mind.
Yeah.
So something that's super easy for them to do. It's got to be super easy for them to refer.
Yeah.
And something that touches on them to remind them and incentivize them, because like Blake said, if that's you guys have a product, like the retention rate says it all. It's just, how do you motivate the people that are using it to shout from the rooftops?
You referred referral wave to us, correct, Brian?
Yeah. Yep.
We're in process of that. I've got to go shoot a video at Chris's house, but this was very, very helpful, because what Ara just said touched on that, and that gave me one of the gaps that I had in terms of what should our offer be to those customers for referring. So thank you, Ara.
Cool.
Yeah, and that's kind of one of the things I was getting at, is when you have a world-class product, people will talk about it without you even asking.
Sure.
And that's kind of what I'm focused on in my business, is making sure that this is something that people will do the marketing for me, and then the product will sell itself. So then I don't need to do sales and marketing, because the product kicks ass to that degree. So.
I think Brian touched on the reality, though, is we've got marketing directors that are primarily our customers, and they're working 60, 70, 80 hours a week and trying to find time. So we are at the bottom of the totem pole when it comes to referring. That stinks. You know what I mean? Because they do love us. They keep paying us. They never leave.
They got all this other stuff on their plate.
Yeah. I guess the incentive just has to be stronger. I think that's the answer, which Ara pointed out and you pointed out as well, Blake.
Yep.
Thank you, guys. Really helpful session. Excellent.
Got way more than I expected. Of course, I shouldn't say that coming from this group. A lot of smart minds in this group. So thank you all very, very much.
Awesome. I love that. So I think you guys can see the value of these hot seats, right? And I'm sure you all guys got other marketing ideas, right? There's probably 1,000 things mentioned. So I absolutely love the hot seats. Hopefully you guys enjoy them as well. Lucio and Angelo, Dalton, you guys are up. Just raise your hand when you're ready. So, you know, if it's in a few weeks, if it's in 6 months, whenever you want it. And Doug, I don't think you've had one, or maybe you have Chris Pepin. Whoever hasn't had one, Blake, whenever you want one of these hot seats, just raise your hand and I'll work it into the lineup for you to have the same thing. And it could be resolving anything, any challenge, new business, old business. But I want to just say thank you to everybody that poured in, because everybody was focused and everybody was like really here for this. And that's the whole point. So to me, that's
Brian, can we get the recording and all the chats? There was a lot of really good advice inside the chats as well.
I will try to download the chat here. Yeah, I should be able to do that.
Awesome. Thank you so much, everybody. Really appreciate all your help. Excellent ideas. I'm fired up and ready to execute.
Thanks, everybody. Appreciate you all. Be well. God bless.
Deal, Chris. Thanks, yeah.